Afghanistan would like to assure.
He isn't the man they wanted, but Washington realized months ago that Hamid Karzai would almost certainly be the Afghan president they'd have to work with. So, in a call on Monday to President Karzai, President Obama made clear what the United States expects.
But I emphasized that this has to be a point in time in which we begin to write a new chapter based on improved governance, a much more serious effort to eradicate corruption, joint efforts to accelerate the training of Afghan security forces so that the Afghan people can provide for their own security.
Earlier, when his spokesman was asked, does the president consider Hamid Karzai to be a legitimate, credible partner in Afghanistan, he didn't answer directly.
President Karzai has been declared the winner of the Afghan election and will head the next government of Afghanistan.
Down the road at the State Department, there were similar questions.
Do you think this result gives you a credible partner?
I think what we've seen is a process that was very difficult.
Does this result leave you with a credible partner?
We
or are you not
are there.
To say
we
that?
are in Afghanistan to support Afghanistan.
You are not prepared to say that that this result gives you a credible partner in Afghanistan.
What I'll say is we're prepared to work with this partner.
Thank you very much.
Karzai went into August's vote as yesterday's man in the eyes of many in Washington, D.C. He'd fallen out of favor with the Bush administration, and he was once their man.
The distinguished interim leader of a liberated Afghanistan, Chairman Hamid Karzai.
Then when Obama came to power, Karzai was one of the last world leaders to receive a telephone call from the new president. When Karzai was finally invited to Washington in May, he was forced to share the spotlight with Pakistan's president and was not granted a bilateral meeting with Obama, a courtesy normally extended to world leaders deemed to be significant. With the U.S. generals pushing for more troops in Afghanistan, pressure's mounting on the administration to come up with a new Afghan strategy. President Obama knows the U.S. can't succeed in Afghanistan without a legitimate government in Kabul. That's why he was pushing for next weekend's election runoff to give at least a veneer of respectability to the whole process. With that process now over, the focus in Washington falls squarely on whether or not he will send more troops to Afghanistan, and a war that is increasingly unpopular among the American people. John Terrett, Al Jazeera, Washington.